Hey, what's going on here? Daniel here from these 7Cs. Today, actually, I'm really excited because I'm doing kind of like I would say uh, unboxing and a first impressions video. The reason why I say that is because I actually opened it up and I just couldn't wait. And so it's gonna be on this guy. This is the Rotten Design Evo 3.0 in the DLC. As you can see, it's wicked looking. So let's go ahead and turn this camera around and just get right into it. All right, hang tight. All right, what's going on, friends? Thanks for hanging back. So today we have an unboxing. I don't want to say an unboxing because I actually opened it up. Usually when I get a new knife in, I'll kind of wait till I could have, I have time to turn on the camera, and then I'll do like a real live unboxing, right? Really to capture kind of my just raw first impressions. But yesterday, I worked late, and when I got home, I just didn't have time to just set up my camera and then do the whole unboxing. I was just really excited for this guy. This is the Custom Knife Factory Rotten Design Evo 3.0 in the DLC. So like I said, I was so excited that I just went ahead and opened it up. But I kind of want to reenact the unboxing experience for y'all. All right, so it comes in this really nicely padded kind of a Velcro pouch that has the CKF emblem or patch kind of sewn into the pouch. You kind of go ahead and open it up. Yeah, this is a very plush like pouch. It's a really good quality, and then and then when you open it up, you get the card. Funny enough, so I got this on the secondary market, and you'll get a certificate of authentication that looks just like this, right? And first thing I noticed that the blade steel, it lists out like two different blade steels, and I was like, what the heck? M390 and Damascene steel, right? No, these are the options that this specific model comes in. So you either get the M390 or the Damascene steel, and regarding the handle, so on and so forth. So it just lists out all the options, right? And then you got the hashtag handle, you got the serial number, date of birth, and then I'm assuming that's the gentleman who owns Rotten Designs. But it's funny enough, actually this card doesn't match the serial number on the knife, but that's totally fine. The guy that I got from, he had several Evos, and so he mixed it up. I'm good with it, So you get the COA, and then you get, I think with all CKF knives, they give you like a complete like replacement set that includes everything from the bearings to the pivot to the body screws. And so it really they just give you the option. If something goes missing or breaks, you have the parts on hand to just replace it yourself instead of having to send it all the way back to wherever this knife comes from, right? So you get that, and then of course you get the knife that's wrapped in this really nice red velvety cloth, right? And there is the knife. So let's go ahead and put everything to the side, and let's just get right into it. Let me just make sure that everything is centered. So here it is, the Rotten Design Evo 3.0 in that crazy DLC finish. This is not like just something that's applied, I think, on the surface. I think this is really just actually embedded into the material. I might be totally wrong, but just look at how this DLC finish came out. This knife is just super wicked. I don't know what else to say about it. And actually already like kind of cut a few boxes with it, and this crazy hollow grind is, oh my gosh, so amazing. This cuts just as good and maybe even a little better than my Paramilitary 2, which is that's a big statement, because the Paramilitary 2 has a full flat grind. The blade stock is definitely thinner, noticeably thinner, as you can see, and it still cuts just as well or even better than the Paramilitary 2. And I would credit that to this crazy hollow grind that they put on this guy. You could see the sick grind lines on there. But yeah, this thing tapers down to a very, very thin edge. So you have this really thick blade stock. I don't know what the measurement is, but it is thick. It is definitely thick. Let me see if I could get a knife in my collection that may be comparable. Let me see. Maybe the Hinder. Sorry guys, I should have been more prepared for this. Maybe the Hinder Eclipse. So I would say that is, I think, a little bit thicker than the Hinder Eclipse, right? And you know what, I do want to, it is true what they say about this knife, that it is really hard to kind of capture on film or in pictures because of that glossy DLC finish that they put on this. But in person, guys, this thing looks ridiculously cool. As you can see, blade centered, action is fantastic. This definitely is one of those knives that you have to be careful when you're closing it, because this thing will come down on your thumb like nobody's business. All right, and that point is a pretty sharp point, so it will stab you and draw blood. So just a heads up, but in terms of the first impressions, this guy is freaking cool. Like, this is like the coolest knife I have in my collection. Just aesthetically, it's wicked looking. Performance wise, so far it is amazing. It feels literally like a tank in my hand. And I love, it feels very good. I have about average medium sized hands, and so you can see there is a lot of real estate on the handle. When I choke up, this feels very natural. I feel like this is how I'm going to be holding the knife most of the time. You could kind of back out and kind of just, hold it like this as well, which still actually feels really good. But this is money right here. But anyways, I noticed like a lot of folks who reviewed this specific configuration, they have like gloves on, like white gloves or black gloves or whatever. And now I understand why, because this thing is a fingerprint magnet. This glossy DLC finish really just, it really highlights all the little oils and fingerprints that you put on it. So I do understand why folks may want to use gloves, but I don't have gloves. So that's why the knife may look a little bit, kind of, it's kind of all marked up a little bit. It's literally just from me touching the knife. But yeah, from what I've read, this DLC is a really incredibly durable, resilient material. So I don't foresee this scratching up real easy versus something like maybe like a Cerakote finish. This is the Microtech Combat True done in the factory brown, or what do they call it? Desert tan, I think. Cerakote finish. And I could definitely tell this finish is less durable. As you can see already, there's already like, it's kind of worn off here. So it's definitely on a different level, this DLC finish, because this thing seems way more durable, way more resilient to scratches, to wear. And it does, you could see that oil's just like, yeah. But what I love about this finish too is that it gives it like a glossy kind of finish. So I feel like it will make it a lot easier for it to go through material, aside from that ridiculous hollow grind that they put on this thing. So in terms of the first impressions, guys, this thing is, man, oh my god, this thing is crazy. It's crazy. Just absolutely a beast of a knife. It looks like a beast. It operates like a beast. It carries like a beast. Though I do want to point out that they did mill out the internals like a crazy ton. So it's not as heavy heavy as it looks. I believe this clocks in about 6.2 or 6.3 ounces. But honestly, for the size dimensions of this knife, it doesn't feel as heavy as you may imagine it to be. So anyways, this video, I am shooting this video right around the time where they released a pre-order for the Evo 4.0. And I believe the wait time for that sucker is like over a year, and people are, saying, oh, why so long, so on and so forth. Yo, if you want that knife, just put in the deposit and, and just forget about it, because in about a year or so, it's going to come to you, in the meantime, you could just, be enjoying this bad boy, the 3.0. Oh, excuse me, guys. Sorry about that. So anyways, first impressions is, it's a knife that really leaves a lasting impression. It's not one of those knives that's like, oh, like, it's cool. No, this is like, whoa, this thing is freaking ridiculous. Awesome. Some people absolutely love it. Some people hate it. But, I think that's what is a big draw of this knife, is that it's not gonna elicit like a mediocre response. You're gonna either be really, really impressed by it, whether you like it or not. It may not fit your preference or your kind of style of carry, but you can't ignore just how crazy cool this knife is. So, with that being said, yeah, this is fantastic. Look at that. It just, gosh, man, I don't know if there's any other knife out there in the market that has this really cool glossy DLC finish. And I love how they kind of did this maybe micro milling or something that makes it look like a tree, kind of like an organic wood grain kind of a finish. But yeah, it just, whew, gosh, this knife is crazy, guys. Look at that. It just is a guillotine. It just drops shut. So if you don't get your finger out of the way, dude, it's gonna draw blood. I'll tell you that right now. Look at that. Oh my god, this thing is fantastic, guys. I don't know. What, you guys have any questions or thoughts on it? And also, I do want to plug the Rotten Design Facebook group. That group is really cool. The members are super, super cool. They're respectful. And also the gentleman who owns Rotten Design, I believe his name is John Sorensen. He's very engaged and active with us knife enthusiasts, and I really, really appreciate when a knife maker, is really connected with his his consumer base. You could tell that he really cares about his knives, and he really cares about the people that enjoy his knives, and so I always see him, answering questions, putting up posts, and yeah, like, so really kudos to John for really just being connected to the knife community in that way. So anyways, with that being said, I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna carry and use this knife for a few more weeks, and then I'll do a full-on review. But so far, this knife has truly impressed me. Like, it really does leave a lasting impression on me. So with that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care now.